I promise I won't take more than an hour. Oh, just kidding. First, I'd like to thank PIA and all the MetroRAP committee members. I feel fortunate to even be considered, let alone be honored with this award. Thinking of what I might say today, I reflected on many of the changes that have occurred at the New York Auto Plant over the past 17 years. Changes are really quite remarkable, although along the way it sometimes seems like things take forever. Anyone who's been around for a while would remember the dreaded yellow application. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but excuse me. Back in that time, the application volume at the plant was more than 500,000 apps per year. The process needed a lot of help in many ways, and probably of greater significance, the process was very prone to fraud. Thanks to the efforts of many people, those conditions don't exist anymore. The New York plant has become, and I think you heard this already, but the plant has become a model for automation of plants across the country. Many of our rule changes, such as expanding credit programs, have contributed to reducing the volume to about, well, under 50,000 applications. So it's amazing to go from 500,000 down to 50. Thanks in part to our good working relationship with the insurance department over the years, a very effective special investigations unit was introduced that has succeeded in reducing plan-related fraud. So anyway, that's kind of a simple summary of some of the accomplishments of the plan as I see them. But maybe a more important question I started to ask myself was, well, how did that happen? Why did that happen? And one of the things from the beginning is I've insisted that we continually seek the feedback of the producers, since most of what we do at the plant involves producers. And our mission became to become more proactive and prevent problems rather than punish people after the fact. Anyone who knows anything about our peer review process would certainly understand that statement. There are many people in this room that have significantly contributed to the many success stories along the way. And one of the important things I think I learned along the way is that life is certainly a lot better if you have good people around you. And so that's, speaking of good people around me, let me first recognize my wife of 30 years, Kathy, who's here in the room with me. Certainly she's here today in her endless support of me, and God bless her. But anyway, from my perspective, I could not have done better. Regarding plant staff, they're here with me today too. Every person that works should have people around them like Susan Bonviaggio, Lorraine Milo, Tom Mansfield, and Oliver Wilshire. I honestly can say working with them is absolutely a pleasure. There's no task too big, too small. More importantly, they can always be relied upon to get the job done. I really appreciate that. One of the things I'd like to do is have a special thanks for Oliver for, excuse me, sorry, I lost my place. Oh, anyway. Okay. Anyway, many of you know Oliver from stopping by our booth. Over the years, we've been dedicated to participating in the MetroRAP, and Oliver is always here ready and willing to represent us. If you've ever had any questions for Oliver, then you certainly know he's helpful, and even more importantly, he's a pleasure to work with and speak to. Now, moving on to others, much of the plant's success is due to PIA members, and there's a whole table over there that I work with closely. They are certainly well represented on the governing committee, have been doing so for many years. They provide leadership and knowledge that without, we just wouldn't have accomplished as much. Their ongoing support has truly made a difference at the plant and for me personally. Yesterday we had a governing committee meeting, and the meeting was significant for a couple reasons. One is that Frank Dursey, who's here today, was elected to be chairman of the governing committee. Congratulations. And also at yesterday's meeting, Rich Signorelli was seated as our newest member of the governing committee. Welcome, Rich. There's also some other people that I must mention. Garrett Duffy, Stuart Fries, and Dennis Newman, who's not here today, but they've, over the years, they've demonstrated extreme leadership. It's been very helpful. Working with them, I've come to know them and have great respect for their knowledge and skills. Speaking of governing committee meetings, every once in a while the meetings get a little lively, and lively I guess it would describe as a diplomatic word. Lively is probably not exactly correct. But anyway, when a voice of reason is needed, I think of Mike Conti and Anthony Aquilino. Anthony is here, and it's very comforting to know that people like this are around that can bring some sanity to what is somewhat a chaotic meeting sometimes. And for those of you who don't know, I work for a governing committee of 22 people. And like, imagine being in a room trying to get something done in a group of 22 people. But anyway, it's been an experience. In addition to their support and ongoing support, I really and truly appreciate their friendship. It's been a great experience. So in closing, I would just simply say that I've always believed it's about the people, and in that regard, I've truly been very blessed. And once again, thank you for the recognition. But more importantly for me, I appreciate this is an opportunity for me to say thanks to so many people who have helped me along the way. Thank you.